Welcome to the Fishbowl. I'm Jade, and first and foremost, I appreciate you for giving me your time because time is one thing people can never get back. And the fact that you chose to spend a piece of yours here with me tonight, that means something. So before we get started, go ahead and put on your scuba gear because here at the Fishbowl, we don't stay on the surface. We dive deep into the conversations people think about quietly, the emotions people struggle to explain, and the truths most people avoid because they make us uncomfortable. And tonight's episode is called As the World Burns. Now, I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due because the title and inspiration for tonight's conversation came from a content creator and artist whose perspective sparked something in me. And when I heard it, I realized this wasn't just a phrase, it was a real emotional experience people are living through every single day. Because if we're honest, for a lot of people, life feels like standing in the middle of smoke right now. Alarms going off emotionally, mentally, socially, spiritually, relationships changing, people distancing themselves, financial pressure building, anxiety rising, social media feeding fear every hour, and somehow, while everything feels heavy around you, you're still expected to function normally, still expected to smile, still expected to work, still expected to keep showing up for people, even when internally you feel exhausted. And the scary part is, sometimes nothing directly happened to you, but you still feel drained because energy transfers, attitudes transfer, stress transfers, fear transfers, and people underestimate how much the human nervous system absorbs from the environments around them. You can walk into a room and immediately feel tension. You can sit around negativity long enough that your own spirit starts shifting without you realizing it. Because human beings were built to read emotional environments for survival. And in today's world, chaos has become normal. It's in our phones, it's in our workplaces, it's in our homes, it's in our relationships. And eventually, people stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start realizing, maybe I've been inhaling emotional smoke for too long. And that brings us to the question tonight. What do you do while everything is burning down around you? Are you the firefighter, the person always trying to save everybody else, always fixing, always carrying emotional weight that was never supposed to belong to you? Because a lot of strong people are secretly exhausted. They pour water on everybody else's fires while quietly burning themselves alive inside. Or do you go into fight or flight? Because psychologically, that's exactly what stress does to the body. Some people fight, they become reactive, defensive, angry, controlling, emotionally explosive. Because when people feel powerless, they start reaching for control. And then some people run. They disconnect emotionally, bury themselves in distractions, avoid hard conversations, overwork, oversleep, scroll endlessly, anything to avoid sitting alone with what they truly feel. And then there are people who freeze, and freeze doesn't get talked about enough. Those are the people who stop moving emotionally, not because they're lazy, but because life overwhelmed their nervous system so deeply that survival became the priority. And when survival mode becomes your lifestyle, joy starts feeling unfamiliar. And maybe that's why the song Can You Stand the Rain hits differently as adults, because it was never just about relationships. It was about pressure. It was asking, can you remain emotionally grounded when life becomes uncomfortable? Can you still stand there when things stop looking beautiful? Can you survive disappointment without becoming bitter? Because anybody can smile when life is easy. But storms reveal emotional structure. The rain exposes coping skills, it exposes trauma, it exposes emotional maturity, it exposes healing. And socially, we live in a world where people are performing wellness instead of actually healing. People know how to look okay online while silently falling apart in private. Everybody is posting protect your peace while internally battling chaos. Everybody is connected digitally, but emotionally disconnected in real life. And when emotions go unprocessed, they leak out sideways through anger, through cheating, through addictions, through shutting down emotionally, through self destruction. And this is why energy matters, because one emotionally unstable person can affect an entire household. One bitter person can poison an entire environment. One healed person can also bring peace into a room without even trying. Energy transfers. And maybe the deeper question tonight is this: can we become emotionally flame retardant? Not cold, not emotionless, but emotionally protected enough that every fire doesn't consume us. Because healing is learning that every emergency is not your responsibility. Every argument does not deserve your energy. Every broken situation is not yours to fix. And maturity is learning how to protect your peace without losing your compassion. Because some people confuse chaos with purpose, and some people are so used to dysfunction. Peace actually feels uncomfortable to them. But being emotionally flame retardant means learning how to stay grounded in environments designed to emotionally overwhelm you. It means learning how to pause before reacting. It means protecting your nervous system. It means understanding boundaries are necessary. Rest is necessary. Silence is necessary. And maybe the most important thing to understand is this: not every fire came to destroy you. Some fires expose truth, some fires end illusions, some fires force transformation, some fires clear away old versions of ourselves we were too afraid to let go of. And while the world burns around us, maybe the real challenge is learning how to walk through the heat without becoming consumed by it, how to stay kind without becoming weak, how to stay hopeful without becoming blind, how to stay soft in a world constantly trying to harden you, because eventually every person has to decide, will this world change who I am? Or will I evolve through the fire without losing myself? This has been The Fishbowl with Jade. Thank you for diving deep with me tonight. And remember, stay classy, stay curious, and stay ever evolving. The Fishbowl with Jade can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube, and iHeartRadio.